Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin in Europe. Yes, it's very early in the morning on the East Coast, but here in Europe, it's a normal time. Today is October the 11th, 2017. Buy and hold, people. Yeah, so I'm going to do a special European show because I have a lot on my mind, but at 8:45 a.m. Eastern time today, the One Bitcoin show will be on. We linked to the yesterday's One Bitcoin show, the premiere. That's below. Always check out the links below. Have a strong hand, people. Buy and hold, golden hold, all of that stuff. And yes, remember to follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TECHBALT. Had you been doing that, then you would have gotten the exclusive news yesterday that I am going to be in Johannesburg, South Africa on March 8th, 9th, and 10th, and some other days probably around then. And on March the 10th, we're shooting to have a BitcoinMeister event in Johannesburg, South Africa. So more information on that is coming soon. Obviously, I'm going to be in Johannesburg for the blockchain event, which is the Thursday and Friday. That's the 8th and the 9th of March of 2018. And then Saturday is my event, hopefully. But again, I was at this event in Cape Town in 2015. I'm happy to go back to it now. This is going to be their 4th year doing it, right? And it'll be interesting to see how it changed. And it will be great to have my own event going on following it. So all you live viewers here, we're getting people waking up here early. I know you people in Australia are loving this, and in Africa. And yes, the One Bitcoin show will be on at 8:45 at night in Perth. Yeah, we're convenient for everybody, right? Okay, and now all my New Zealand fans are really happy that I'm pumping this show out right now. Okay, so let's get into the news. There is a lot of stuff to cover here that just has been sitting in my news pile just to get out of the way. That isn't just one topic, because remember, on the One Bitcoin show, we only talk about one topic, and we only say, pound that like button one time, because it is all about getting one Bitcoin. That's a really good goal for all you guys out there who don't have any Bitcoin. First shoot for 1, then shoot for 10, then 16, then 21. Keep it simple. Buy and hold. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS is the old saying. I wanted to bring that up because a viewer actually reminded me of that. Okay, and also the Johannesburg event that I'm going to hopefully put on, you'll be able to pay attention, follow that. Hopefully, I have a website. It's not up yet, but you can save it. BitcoinMeister.coza. And all you South Africans know what coza means. It's just co.za, but everybody else is, what the heck's a coza? BitcoinMeister.coza. Okay, coming soon. So first tweet I wanted to cover here. This is by Whale Panda, sent this out. Do you think these airdrops, and everything is linked to below, do you think these airdrops or Bitcoin forks hurt Bitcoin from a PR marketing perspective? So you can vote in that poll. Obviously, I don't think so. I think it's whatever. It actually strengthens the Bitcoin brand. There's only there's one real Bitcoin, and then you've got these forks, some friendly, some not. So you get these crypto dividends by just holding on to the Bitcoin. All right. What else do we have here? Peter Atwater has a tweet out. Oh, this is good. This is good here. Fun full-page crypto ad in this morning's Wall Street Journal. We're in full froth, folks. All right. So that was yesterday, actually. There was an ad that was like kind of making fun of Jamie Dimon and all of that stuff. You know what? And I'm going to talk about this in the One Bitcoin show, but don't pay attention. You know, who cares what these Wall Street people really think? What I thought was cool about having a big ad in the Wall Street Journal, and I wonder who paid for it, is that it's just getting the Bitcoin name, the cryptocurrency name out there to the mainstream. I thought that was awesome. We'll talk about everybody's obsession with Wall Street people what they think. That's a waste of time. We'll talk about that on the One Bitcoin show later today at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's that? 3 hours. Ooh, I'm popping out these shows today. All right. And again, you all understand the concept of the One Bitcoin show. One topic, keeping it simple, and just, original news, not just reading off of articles from CoinDesk or whatever. All right. Okay, here we go. So one thing that the price of Bitcoin is going up. Wow. And for me, it doesn't really matter. Just think long-term, people. But one of the cool things, keeping your mind, and don't check the price. Check it a couple times a day. Don't be obsessed about it. We all know that the price is going up. We've got long-term goals, 2020 here. Deferred gratification, people. But if you are, something that is cool is that middle term and short term, Bitcoin does produce for you also. Crypto dividend creation, distribution, whatever, studying that kind of thing, learning about the latest ones, that's short term. That's short term stuff right there. How are you going to sell it? Are you going to dump it or whatever? Does it have replay protection? These are short term, middle term things. So medium term things. So if you are a person that just has to have some type of short-term gratification, there you go. Again, long-term, think 2020, but medium-term and short-term, think crypto dividends. That'll get you happy in the short term. And anyway, Cointelegraph tweet. What do you think the most appropriate investment strategy in cryptocurrency field is? All right. And this goes back, and 61% of people so far have said holding. That's over mining, over investing, over flipping, over investing in ICOs. People who participated in this poll, 60, and that's a lot, 61%. And I know it's not scientific. They're into holding. That's why they're into Bitcoin, and that's kind of reassuring to me. These polls are really interesting. With the One Bitcoin show, I was going to try to do one poll every day also, just do my own poll. And the results of my first poll are in. We're going to discuss that in a second. But so here, we're discussing polls. I put that in the title there. You can get a little bit of information from them. How much you can get, it's not scientific stuff. I thought the reason I did my poll and what it was all about in about a minute or two here, or 3 minutes. All right. So there is some FUD going on in terms of crypto dividends with B Gold, and we're going to get that into the next show about that a little bit more. But no, B Gold will have replay protection, people. I linked to a tweet below where they said this. It's common sense. They're a friendly fork. They said this a while ago. They're not trying to harm anyone. They understand. I mean, and again, a lot of people are asking me about B Gold. Like I'm a representative. All I do is I contact them, okay? And it's easy. Any of you can do that. So I know people have all sorts of questions for me. Contact them. Again, they should update their page soon. It's a shame they haven't updated their page very much, but they're coming out with updates very soon. Again, and it's going to address some of the crazy FUD that's going on out there. But again, you're getting this stuff for free. They don't have to tell you anything right away here. We still have 2 weeks, so be patient, people. Don't be impulsive. Don't jump on every single rumor out there. There's really no reason to FUD crypto dividends, because if you're a holder of Bitcoin, you're going to be rewarded with this stuff. So why, be it B Gold, be it Bitcore or whatever. So I don't understand the people who are just trying to, I guess they just have negative personalities where they're trying to like create FUD. They're only hurting themselves. And people are like, you're just pumping this because dude, I'm not buying this stuff. I'm getting it for free. I'm getting it for free just by holding Bitcoin. So of course I want all these crypto dividends that are friendly forks to do well, because I'm a holder. I want my fellow holders to be rewarded. So yeah, it being a holder is biased, then I guess I'm biased toward holding, which is a legitimate strategy. And it's the best strategy if you're just a long-term thinker and you're not impulsive. 2020 people. Okay, we're getting too much into yesterday's show. That's what yesterday's One Bitcoin show was about. Again, that's linked to below. Pound that like button, people. All right. Yeah, I know it's early in the morning in the United States of America. I got to do shows for Europeans also. And guess what? Guess what, people? Like 60% of my audience at least is North American, if not 70%. So there are not as many people watching live right now, but hey, you don't have to see this live. People really like live. People really like to see my face. I don't understand. Watch it on repeat. I mean, just because something's 3 hours old doesn't mean it's not worth your while. You should the archives, people, check out the archives of the show. All right, there is a site called airdropalert.com, and it's got all of these airdrops listed for all sorts of coins, and I'm sticking with the word airdrops for this, and they're trying to do a good thing. I give them credit. Someone alerted me to this site. They're trying to do a good thing, but some of these things are just giveaways of weird coins. They involve you signing up with your Bitcoin Talk address, just giving away your identity, and they're not forks. And anyway, I've sorted through all this stuff to find like I prefer straight up friendly fork clone coins that aren't, that are not trying to take over Bitcoin, or not trying to take over the Litecoin, if they ever do it with Litecoin or Ethereum or whatever. Just these giveaways, the way Bitcore did it was very good. I liked what they did. They weren't a fork, but they made it simple. All you did was enter your Bitcoin addresses, and then you enter your Bitcore address, and it sent it to you. Not any of this signing up for their newsletter or any of this other stuff. I mean, those ones that make you go through all these extra steps, they're not even real coins probably. And so automatic distribution is the best. Anything else that are just games, and I wouldn't get into it. They're not really crypto dividends, and they're not going to do well. And I don't even know what the heck they are. Airdrop is a proper word for those ones, I guess, but they're giveaways. But with all that said, and I rambled on a little bit too much about that. But again, the qualities, I think it's kind of obvious what makes it legitimate and what makes it not legitimate here. But here, I've listed, there is one that I found amongst all this clutter, and they actually emailed me back, Xenon, Xenon, and I linked to all the Xenon things. Xenon is going to be based on Ethereum, actually. So and this is really simple. For every Ethereum you own, you're going to get one Xenon. That's simple. That's it. That's the kind of thing I like. That's a crypto dividend right there. There's no like having a Bitcoin Talk address or Bitcoin Talk profile. It's a Reddit profile. It is like, really, they're trying to keep some of these. I don't know what the heck they're trying. Or you have to sign up on a Google document. All these weird things. No, these Xenon people. It's coming in a few days. They said they emailed me back. I think it's coming. It's going to start on Thursday, but you don't really have to do anything. I mean, it'll appear, if you've got the Ethereum address, you control your own private key, you're good. So I'll keep everyone updated. But again, I give all of their pertinent links below. So if you want to read their white paper, if you want to see and if you don't trust them, then don't do anything with it right away. But I think it's cool. I think it's pretty safe to. Well, anyway, I'm not going to comment on I'm not an expert on the matters of safety and Ethereum clones or Ethereum crypto dividends. I'm not an expert on that, so I don't want to give an opinion. Pound that like button if you like Adam's honesty on that subject. I'm not a technical guru here, but anyway, to me, the Xenon thing seems like another one that should be on the Meister list there. So we've got Xenon for Ethereum. We've got the possible. And thank you, Xenon people, for writing me back. They can't send a rep to the show. They don't have a representative. I wanted to interview someone so people could see for themselves. As people are going to have questions about this stuff. Just like, B Gold is going to send somebody here eventually. They're real busy. But anyway, so our crypto dividends that are floating out there right now for Ethereum, it's Xenon and the community activated hard fork, which is still, that could be like next week or something. It's still not we're not totally sure it's going to happen. We can call that Ethereum 3. We've got Bitcore. I think that expires on November 1st. But then I just heard from 21 million club that you're going to be able to do it all over again starting late October. I'll have to look into that with the BitCore. But anyway, if you haven't done it with BitCore once, it's really easy. Do it again. Do it your first time. And then we've got B Gold, obviously coming up on the 25th. And then we've got the 2X thing. It doesn't have replay protection yet. Bizcoin, we call that. So it's exciting. It's good. I mean, again, free coins for holding. And so I guess this kind of merges into the discussion of, well, Spencer's article. What's his last name? Yeah, it's Spencer. Spencer Bogart. He talks about, it's a really good article about crypto dividends and what is going to, the crypto dividends are going to propel these other coins. If you have legitimate crypto dividends like Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're propelled to a whole new level. And like it or not, Ethereum is going to have crypto dividends here. We've got not a first one. I mean, Xenon here, clearly a friendly fork of Ethereum. And it's based on, oh God. And it's based on some, all this Ethereum stuff. I try not to get into it. Okay. I'm no technical Ethereum here. So let's get back to Spencer in a second here. Most powerful coins are just going to get more dominant. Okay, they're just going to get more dominant. This financial incentive to hold the true root. There's a financial incentive to hold true root coins. And right now, the true root coins are Bitcoin and then Ethereum. Something on Litecoin, who knows? I expect someone to do something on Litecoin. But these are wide distribution networks. It's a great way. So many people own these coins. And that's what Spencer talks about in his article. You're not going to make something on Neo or whatever. You hear these flavor of the month coins. People don't actually control their own private keys with them. They're just flipping them on exchanges. They're keeping them on exchanges. So people are not going to choose to build crypto dividends on those ones because people don't actually own those ones. They don't control you only own a coin when you control the private key, okay? And for Bitcoin and Ethereum, Litecoin, people control their private keys for that. Widely distributed, many people own these. So I'm getting into Spencer's thing before I was meant to get into Spencer's article, but whatever. Spencer's article is linked to before. It was in Forbes Online. I talked about it yesterday. I think it's really, it's good if you want to understand like the future here, that 2018 is going to be the year of crypto dividends, as I predicted. I've been predicting this since July when I was, since August when I was in Quebec City. You can check out my archives. Bitlem is a brick and mortar a cryptocurrency place in Mexico City that you can just go walk into and buy cryptocurrency. 21 million told me about this. I linked to a photo of it in a tweet. And it's funny, in the Latin world or in the Spanish-speaking world, south of the United States, I noticed this. People like to go into stores. Like I was told in Montevideo at one point, there was a place you could physically go in and buy Bitcoin. Or cryptocurrency, or probably Bitcoin only there. It doesn't exist anymore in Montevideo from what I heard. Again, even in Africa, people were asking me, like, does Bitcoin have an office where I can go buy Bitcoin? So this is something you don't, in North America, and I don't think in Europe, people don't want to, they don't like the brick and mortar thing, or they don't request it. But in some of these other cultures, it seems like the brick and mortar thing is traditional. It makes people feel more comfortable. Okay, good for them. So I'm glad I learned about that in Mexico City. Bitlem. Okay, all right. We talked about Johannesburg already. All right, so you got Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're winning. They are winning, and you can tell because of some of the stuff I mentioned beforehand with the crypto dividends and how people are going to build them on there. That's the way they're going to distribute their new altcoins, is through those networks and that Ripple and all these other things. I mean, why would you want to do it on these other ones? That it makes no sense. Let me see. Okay, root coins again. I'm just reading. Okay, yeah, and the top tier, as I've said in other things, these crypto dividends are going to reveal what the true top tier altcoins are. Okay, like, I mean, everyone asks me, Adam, what are these legendary top tiers that you talk about? Well, I mean, my top tier, or maybe it's not going to be revealed as the top tier eventually, but it's clearly Litecoin and Ethereum are at the top of it. But I in my top tier, Ethereum Classic, Monero, Dash, and the other one, Decred. But those last few, there's no guarantee people are going to build crypto dividends on that. I can't guarantee that. I based my top tier altcoin category on, I thought each one was unique, and I've gone over this before. I'm not going to even get into that. Oh, I didn't skip any. Altcoins, I mean, again, it's all about Bitcoin, people. It really is all about Bitcoin here. Pound that like button. All right, my poll results, finally, speaking about all about Bitcoin. And I did, again, before we get into that, if you are doing your own crypto dividend, airdrop, whatever you want to call it, in terms of, you know, if you're not doing a complete fork, if you're doing it like an airdrop, but you want to make it easy, do it like the Bitcore people did it. Do it like the Bitcore people did it. Don't do it. They had bad marketing though. I wish Bitcore people, they need help with their marketing. If Bitcore would market themselves better, who knows how much that crypto dividend would be worth? If it's worth like $6 now, it probably. I mean, they've got a good system over there. They haven't spread the word correctly. So if you're doing your own crypto dividend, if you're starting an altcoin this way, you got to have good marketing and you got to make it easy for people. So, and again, it involves a lot. If you're going to do a hard fork, that's really hard, man. These B-Gold people, it's some hard stuff from what I've heard. So, I mean, that's the best option is just to do a friendly hard fork. That's the best thing to do, but that's very difficult to do apparently. All right, my poll results. I had a poll and I messed up because I'd never done a poll on Twitter before. It was only up for 24 hours. And it just said, if you had to choose one, would it be 2x, Bizcoin, in other words, or Bcash? I don't support them at all, okay? They are two unfriendly forks that in many ways want to pretend to be Bitcoin, fool people. Bcash not as much anymore, but definitely Bizcoin. So I'm no fan, and I only gave you two options. So I wanted to make it easy. Now, some people always have to be smart, Alex, and be like, none of the above. No, I did this because I want to know which one is the bigger threat, which one has a community, which one is thought of more highly in the traditional, among my followers, who I think are mostly in the Bitcoin community. But I had gotten that there are people, well, anyway, the results are in. 61% prefer Bcash to 2x, all right? 61%, 39% were the final numbers there. And I linked to it below. And I basically thought it would be like that. I thought it might be even more overwhelming for Bcash. But again, it's not scientific because these 2x people do not have replay protection. It clearly is an unfriendly fork. But again, I didn't know why any regular person would prefer Bizcoin to Bcash, to be honest. I don't know why at all. Maybe some of you want to share that and stuff. But for me, I'm trying to figure out how long are these things going to even last. And I think Bcash is here to stay, whether you like it or not. They have a community. Simon Dixon reported to us, he was basically at an event of theirs, and they're real people working on this. I want to know if there's any real people behind Bizcoin, because if they're not, if this is just a way to threaten Bitcoin, and we're not going to get into who's doing it. Maybe it's Bcash people that are doing it. Not all Bcash people are bad. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say here. There are some definitely major players there who are not good dudes. But let's see about this. I want to see if there's a regular Joe out there that's like, yes, I want Bizcoin to be the real Bitcoin. I like it. I like what they stand. What do they stand for? I don't even know. So an agreement signed. All right, so that's why I did the poll. But again, not so surprising that Bcash is preferred to Bizcoin if you had to pick one. So anyway, everyone out there in Europe, thanks for tuning in. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, pound that like button, which is the same exact thing, share the video, and of course, follow me at TechBalt on Twitter, where you get exclusives before you get them in the videos. And yeah, maybe there'll be a new poll soon. And they tune in 3 hours for the One Bitcoin Show. 8:45 a.m. in the morning in New York. Bye-bye.